So I just saw this video about like how manifestation is bullshit and basically like you just need to put in the work and stuff like that. It was Suburb video. Shout out Suburb baby. And I don't know. I didn't want to come on here and be like, oh yeah, it's true because I have to practice it first. But it's like I feel like manifestation in tandem with like tenable actions gets you to your desired goal. But you know, like is it really bullshit? But like I don't think it is. I think it's just like the people who I think it's just the people who wanted to cultivate their dream, just like had an unwavering will, and then they just used discipline and stayed down, and then they put the work in, quite literally. And you know, it's kind of difficult, but you know, it's kind of difficult. And I'm thinking about like, I don't know, you just have to show up and just keep doing the thing for real. And yeah, it's like hard, but it's like, and it's like what to do, you know what I mean? Because you pick this one thing, or you always pick these like, you always have this idea of you always have this idea of like what is supposed to happen on your journey to whatever goal you're trying to get to, or you always have this idea of like what it's supposed to look like. But really, like, let's say you pick the first thing that you do and you hate that thing, like, and maybe not even hate it, but maybe it's just not your perfect cup of tea. Like, for example, I want to do interior design and I want to write. Those are the two things like I like and I feel like I'll be good at once I like put in practice and study. More so on interior design because I'm already a good writer. But you know, my first step in doing that was getting my HVAC license. And now that I have that, like, sorry, now that I have that, like, I don't know, the time it took to get that just felt like its own campaign. So now that like I'm here with it, it's been like a couple months after having received it, like maybe 3 months, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2.5. But since receiving that, like, I haven't put it to use because the program I was in, we really like fast tracked everything. So I just find myself, right now I'm writing for the blog, but right now I find myself just writing for the blog, or like right now I'm working at FedEx, like package handling, busting my ass, which is good for me because it's like a workout, but it's like that's not gonna be good forever, you know. And so it's better to like develop skills and stuff in the direction in which you see yourself going. But you know, this video is just mainly just like for me to like reconcile, because I'm really like a big spiritual person. So like to escape the physical world, I try to like go into my mindscape and like figure out like, hey, what is the philosophy that will take me to or that will have me in a mindset that transcends whatever hardship I'm going through at the moment, or just this life in general. So like once I operate on like a different frequency that is not of this realm, that and of a higher realm, that somehow that will like produce fruits that have never been seen before and that are like endless and abundant. But like really that only comes with like putting your head down and doing the work. And like discipline over manifestation over mindset. I've always tried to escape the physical world, whether it's like with drugs or like whatever the case may be, or like finding like a vice, or like, you know, finding like something, like putting it into creative outlets. I've always tried to escape the physical world. And so I feel like this is like my calling card moment, whatever, to like really just put the work in and be here to get what I want. Because you do that every so often, you find the mindset that's right, and then like it pushes you towards like taking action, and like that's how I even got like that's how I even, side note, ADHD tangent, but like, bro, I'm realizing now that a lot of my processes in my body have been failing because I wasn't talking, and how being a social animal is literally like crucial for our development as humans. And that's why I keep yawning as I'm talking, because I'm just now finding that doing this and producing this outlet and content and being in front of a camera, which you have to do in 2026 if you want to get anywhere, you have to be in front of a camera. I'm just realizing that that's now activating my body's processes that were declining for unforeseen reasons, but now they are foreseen. But anyway, like, yeah, like now I'm gonna be trying, like, I'm just gonna adhere to like discipline as a philosophical truth versus how you feel in the moment or whatever. Like, taking time for things to feel right. Like, things never feel right. Like, the people who like succeed are unstoppable. Like, there's no immovable objects. They're just unstoppable forces, and the immovable objects is only things that they could place in front of themselves. So I feel like that's what I've been doing. I've been placing a bunch of things in front of myself and like blocking my own path, but really I just need to keep going and just like be super disciplined and just, you know, like just never stop working. Which sounds like it sucks and this and that, but it's like you can take breaks and everything, but it's like you have to be making actionable steps towards your goals, or else like you just become like stagnant, or you just rely too much on this fairy dust that you expect to like lift you up like Peter Pan or like Tinkerbell and like, you know, take you to Neverland type shit. And yeah, pretty much over that. Just from having seen this video, and like I wish I could say, oh no, it was building up to this and this video was like the tipping point, but no, it's not. It's like I really just saw this video he made and I'm just like, this is a person that I admire their work ethic, and this is a person who just, previous video I saw, they wanted to quit what they were doing because they didn't feel like it was up to par with what they had envisioned for their standard in creation, but in content creation, but you know, that just made him super real to me. And like, I don't know, I'm just inspired by Suburb. Like, it's pretty fire, like what he's doing. And then like you have Kai, and it's like you look at Kai and it's like Kai's past the point of like, oh, I'm inspired by Kai, this and that. It's like Kai's someone who's like an unstoppable force. Like, he's gonna keep going no matter what. Speed, you know what I mean? Like, these guys, like, they have a drive that's like, it's otherworldly. It's like sixth dimensional. It's like they're harnessing energy from a different source of power that's unbeknownst to this world, and then they're alchemizing it to create a reality that blah blah blah. And that's the like flowery language I would use in spirituality, and like, oh yeah, wow, I just need to like get this sixth sense power from the universe or whatever the hell. But really everything is just a mindset. So the sixth sense power really just comes from your mind, which makes it like a 3D power, I guess. But I guess we're all living in different dimensions or whatever. But like, see, like, I guess because part of me is like a philosopher, and like that's why I even got into writing. And so like I have to think about things in these terms and like all this flowery stuff, but it's like that only works, and you can only transmute those things into tangible like results if you put in the work and just be disciplined and just like keep going. And like these, I have to remember and remind myself that these spiritual practices were only ever discovered, and like these mental you know, these mental practices or like these mental realizations of like how the mind works and this and that, they were only ever discovered because of people just continuously doing one thing, or like doing a couple things and just keep doing that thing until like it unveils something about them that they were otherwise not aware of. So yeah, for all the manifestation guys and all the spirituality guys, they had to get up and press record to tell you any of what they're talking about, or they had to pick up the pen and write any of what they're talking about. So they have to do the thing. You know what I mean? You have to put in the work. And then of course it bore fruits of labor and stuff like that, but it's like you gotta do the thing. You gotta do the thing. So I'm gonna be doing the damn thing from now on. Like the manifestation and all that shit is cool. Like that's how I felt when I read when I listened to the audiobook of How to Think and Grow Rich. Like it was just all mindset shit, and it was just like, it wasn't like tangible actions. And then you read other books about money, it's just like, first of all books about money are just philosophy books anyway, disguised as like, oh, how to get money, right? And so me coming to this realization now is just like, there's this one other side of the spectrum where people need this mindset, who are already active people who are gonna go put in the work and be actionable, but they just need the mindset. And then when they put those two things in tandem, then they reach their heights that they're, you know, they reach their heights that they're looking for. And then the other side is like, there are people who are like me, who are just like super unmotivated and don't want to do any actions, and like would rather like avoid being around like social groups and this, that, and the third, but have a mindset already. That's why I like have a mindset of like growth and like how to think and grow rich already, which I don't want to lie and say I have that mindset, but I've developed it, and I just lack the putting action behind it. And so there's two sides of the spectrum, but really you need both of those things in tandem to work. But really, if you had to pick one or the other, and I remember I was having this debate with my friend, like whether it's better to think about something super deeply and then go into it, or just and then like produce results from that way, or just like produce results and then from there you start like cultivating the mindset of someone who understands how like the processes work, and then you can like think deeply about them. But then you would already have that skill under your belt of performing the action. So even if you couldn't think deeply that day about whatever the fuck you're thinking about or whatever the fuck you're doing, at least you would have the fortitude, or you would have the discipline, or you have like the structure already in place to go ahead and like produce actions, whether or not you're thinking about how they're gonna go or not. So which is just like a part of my timid nature as like youth or whatever, manifesting in adulthood. So to get over that, since I'm on the spectrum, since I'm on the side of the people who think and have the mindset but don't produce actions, basically just like analysis paralysis, I just I was thinking for a while, just gonna like, oh, I'm just not gonna think. No. I'm probably gonna think still, but I'm just gonna be doing the thing way more. So it's like I'm really gonna post a lot. I'm really gonna be posting a lot. I'm just gonna post a lot. Like whatever I think about, like I literally just saw this video, Suburbs. I was writing for my blog. I was listening to 48 Laws of Power, the audiobook, and then I said, I'm gonna just make a video. Pop the camera up, plug my phone into the charger, started making a video, because it's like, you just gotta do the damn thing. Like that's why I like YouTube, and that's why I like the streaming, even though I didn't know this why I liked it, because it's like, you just put the camera on and then you're doing it. You know? Like now you're doing it. And so that's why I fuck with Senna, because like she was saying something like that. She was like, streaming, you just gotta like put the camera on and do it. You don't have to be scared, you don't have to be afraid or whatever. And it's like over time you get used to it. Now she has like, oh guys, we're doing roll call, and like, hello everybody, and da-da-da. Or like you have different people who like spark up streaming, like they know what they're doing already, and they know the processes of what's happening, because like they've done it, not because they try to manifest it, or not because of this and that. Like that's what they'll say in the interview, because that sounds lovely, and maybe they did do a little bit of that, but that only was able to be a thing because they put the work in first. You know what I mean? They stub their toe first, and then they're like, oh, curve here, no toe stubbing, curve here, no toe stubbing. And then after a while, they're just making all these curves and turns that seem like the right move, but it's like a million mistakes have to happen first, and you're just seeing the final product. So I'm gonna be making a million mistakes from now on, and I don't give a fuck where it happens, because I'm no longer want to be in analysis paralysis where it's like, oh, I can't make a mistake, because like making a mistake, stubbing your toe here, and then you're like, fuck, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. boom. And then every time you get to that roadblock, you boom, right there. Not everybody can do that, because when they get here or whatever, or before they even get to the roadblock, they say, or they never even get to the roadblock because they never even, it sounds like I'm saying Roblox, the roadblock, because they never even like take that actionable step, right? So before they even get to any roadblocks, they're always thinking like, okay, if there were to ever be a roadblock, this is how I should maneuver. And then maybe that analysis, like maybe that helps them get through this one thing, but then they don't even see that like maybe like a couple like more time down the line, going into their whatever they're doing, their field, they don't even see that, okay, there could be a million roadblocks here, and they would have to analyze and take time to analyze before even reaching any of those other roadblocks. Whereas the person, and that would take them like a hell of a lot longer, whereas the person who is just like, damn, I stubbed my toe here, fuck, well, I know that's there, boom, that takes way less time. And so you have to perform the action, and you have to be disciplined, and you just have to do it and go for it. And it's like, you just have to do the thing. You do the thing, and you keep doing the thing. And then like and then when you're in the interview, you can tell people like, or you could be real and be like, yeah, you have to do the thing. Like, fuck all that manifestation shit, fuck all that spirituality shit, that comes later. It just depends on how you say it, you know? For people that pick up the message, and it's like, people say it a bunch of million different ways, and it's like, someone who's like you, if you say it your way, they're gonna be like, oh, that clicks. But someone who's like me, who wants to be skeptical of everything, that's like super deep in my head and about thoughts and shit like that, like, I have to hear from someone who's like me. So, yes, I did a bunch of things. Yes, I did da-da-da-da-da. Yes, yes. But the root of it, and the reason why I'm here, is not because of any of the mindfulness shit. Maybe a little bit to point me in the right direction, but more so, it was the mindfulness in tandem with the actionable steps. And if the mindfulness disintegrated, maybe you keep a little bit of it because you want to know that what you're doing is what you want to do. But it's like, if a lot of the mindfulness disintegrated, I would still have that discipline. If all of it disintegrated, and maybe I still just knew what I had to do, and I had conviction in that, the actionable steps, the discipline would still be there. And you want that more than you want the mindfulness, because the mindfulness inspires other people to take action. But the action is what will get you way further in anything. So before you hit that roadblock, maybe somebody who's already hit it, you can inspire them to be like, you can inspire them on their journey where they already know they're going, because they're going to take those actions. They already know they're going there. So they probably wouldn't even need much inspiring, because they're going to do it. The people who are gonna do it aren't watching this video right now. They are making this video right now. You know? That's all I wanted to say. Mindset shift right now. I'm doing the thing. I'm taking action. It's no longer analysis paralysis for me. I'm doing the damn thing. Alright. Peace. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Everything is in the description. Check out my blog, superoracle.substack.com. Check out bro5broke.substack.com. And check out my Instagram, 7072.sun. Alright, peace.